I believe it was Ben Franklin that once said, failure to plan is a plan to fail. And today, what I want to do is talk about 3 job search basics that you need to do to make sure that you're not failing in your job search. So let's get started. But before we do, I want to talk about if you're struggling in your job search or not sure how to get started in conducting a job search. I've got a program called the Make Your Mark Challenge, a 14-day program that will help you really kick off a job search with the right tools and things that you need. So check the link below to get more information on that. So now let's talk about the 3 things from a job search basics that you need. One, and it's probably going to be the most obvious, is your resume. Make sure you have a well-crafted resume and it's always up to date. So many times I've had people apply to a job and they either didn't tailor the job or the resume to the job that they had applied for. So maybe their summary talked about they were searching for an accounting job, but they applied for a sales role, or they had information that wasn't quite up to date once I started talking to them, things like that. You've got to make sure that you have an updated resume and make sure that the resume is relevant to the role that you're applying to. A good tip that I like to give people from that aspect is when you're applying to a job, save the resume that you submitted for that. Again, make sure it's updated and it speaks to the job that you're applying for. Save it as a PDF with the name of the company and the job that you applied for. And if you can find out what the requisition number or the job posting number or something like that is, use that in it as well. And the reason for that is that if you do get called, you can pull up your Google Drive or wherever you keep your copies of your resumes, and you'll have it that you can speak to, that you're looking at the same thing that they're looking at. So if you have different formatted bullet points based off of specific things they had talked about in the position and things like that, make sure that you check out the recording I'll have in regards to how to set up a resume a little bit better as well. And that will talk about some of that. But again, making sure that your resume is structured right, making sure that you have the right resume in front of you when you talk is going to be a big thing. The second thing that I want to talk about as far as the basics of a job search are going to be in regards to being able to build out a plan and a strategy. As I mentioned before, Ben Franklin said, failure to plan is a plan to fail. So making sure that you have the right strategy in place on the types of roles and the people that you want to connect with, that's going to be very important. And again, if you're having problems figuring out how to start this or do this, go ahead and check the Make Your Mark Challenge by the link below. The last tip that I want to give you in the basics of a job search is social media, in regards specifically LinkedIn. Make sure that you have a LinkedIn profile, make sure it's up to date, and make sure you're staying active on it. Those things are going to really boost your chances of being found by a recruiter when they're doing a job search in regards to looking for the types of people for a role that they're trying to fill. Because I'm telling you right now, we don't look at just resumes that are coming in. We go out and we get on LinkedIn through a system called Talent Solutions. It used to be called LinkedIn Recruiter. But we use that as a formation of going out and finding people within the market that fit the absolute criteria of what we're looking for. And then we reach out on that. And in order for you to get on those searches, you've got to have an updated LinkedIn profile that speaks to that job. You've got to make sure that you're staying active, because that's going to help get you ranked higher in the search results. So doing those things will help you in making sure that your job search has at least got the basic fundamentals. So have a good resume, have a good strategy, and stay active and have a LinkedIn profile. Doing those things will absolutely help you with the basics of your job search and getting started. And again, if you found all of this information informative, like, comment, or share. I definitely appreciate it. Thanks.